Most of you guys are tripping up once communication starts with the girl. You get the number, you get the DM, you get the response, but then you don't know what to do. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how a man should text a woman, starting by being concise, bro. Be direct. Be straight to the point. You're not here to be the funny guy. You're not here to try to make her fall in love over text, which is the biggest mistake most guys make. The reason why she stopped texting you, the reason why she got cold, it's not because you're ugly. It's not because you're weird. It's because you keep asking her random questions. You have to keep in mind, everyone's busy, right? Everyone has things to do. She does not want to play a game of 21 questions with you when she has another 100 guys also hitting her up with the same bland questions. How was your day is boring. Again, you keep it concise. You use texting to get something that you want. You have to go in with a game plan. This also takes me to number 2. You have to make it immediate. This means after you've already met her, you've made the communication, you've gotten the number, make it immediate, right, bro? Like a couple hours later, you can text her, just follow up with her, etc. You have to understand that if you do the whole wait 3 days bullcrap, not only is she going to forget about you, she's going to realize you're playing games. And if you're a guy that plays games, you're probably not a guy that's of substance, not a guy that's important. You want to get right to the point. You're not here to play games. Again, when you go in with that level of confidence, right? You've gotten the number and immediately you text her, not acting like you're too cool to get to know her or too important to get to know her. I promise you, it'll come across as more confident rather than a little guy trying to play games with her. This takes me to number 3. You become less emotional, right? I need you to be less emotional with your texting. This means less exclamation points, right? Less emojis in every single text. This also means you not feeling any type of way when she doesn't respond fast enough or she doesn't respond at all. You have to be disconnected enough that if she doesn't respond fast enough or doesn't respond at all, you understand the signs, you get the cues, and you don't get butthurt about it, right? You don't start texting her and making these like subliminal jokes like, oh, why'd you take too long to text me, or are you too busy for me? Like, once you start doing all that cringy stuff, she notices you're an emotional man, and that's when she turns off. But if she doesn't text you and you just forget about it and keep it moving because you got another 5, 6, 7 girls that you're already talking to, that's the type of guy that she's gonna realize, like, yo, why is this guy not as interested as every other guy? Why is this guy not as butthurt as every other guy? When she sees that level of coolness, of just nonchalant, like you just don't care, like she doesn't have that type of chokehold on you, that's when she starts caring. Do not be lazy. She's texting a grown man, not a little boy. This means use proper grammar, right? No acronyms or funny stuff that can come across as more emotional. Use proper grammar, most likely full sentences. Again, this is not an English class, but overall, you want to give it the feeling of that she's texting a grown man. This is at the end of the day what every woman's looking for. She's looking for a guy that could be that masculine figure that actually attracts her. And most of you are lazy with your texting. You're lazy with your grammar. You're lazy with the acronyms. You're even lazy with how you text her. In other words, you'll just text her a simple hey, right? Or a smiley face, hoping and putting all the pressure on her to make all the conversation. And that's why she doesn't end up responding with you. When you put all the pressure on a girl because you're too lazy to figure out the conversation or figure out what it is that you want, I'm telling you, that's when they turn off. They don't want to have to deal with that anxiety of having to figure out what to say to you to keep that conversation going. Takes me to number 5. You become direct. In other words, what did I tell you to begin with? You go in with a plan, right? When you start texting, you should go in with a plan of action. What is it that you want? Obviously, you want to date, right? Or probably you want to start dating her or make her your girlfriend. So you start with the first point. You want to take her on a first date. That should be the focus of your conversation. If you can't figure out what to talk to a girl about, good. You don't have to, right? You don't have to figure out some funny thing that you can go back and forth for hours over. You want to figure out how to get her to a date and then use your personality and in-person charisma to actually get to know her. You ask the questions, you have a great time, etc. But the point is, you use texting to become direct and go with the goal. In other words, if you just got her number, your goal should be, all right, I want to take her on a date this weekend or next weekend. So your follow-up text should be something along the lines of, hey, it was great meeting you. I'd love to take you out for a cup of coffee, or I'd love to take you out to the best tacos in town, or I'd love to, whatever it is that you guys talked about that you might have connected on, right? The best tacos, right? Does Saturday 8 p.m. work for you? Great, I'll pick you up. That's it. That's simple. You make the plans, you give the time, you give the date. When you make it this direct, she'll be shocked by the level of confidence. It's almost like you're telling her, like, yo, we're going out. And finally, number 6, as a general rule of thumb, just ask less questions. Even when you ask her out on a date, you're basically not even asking it as a question and more so telling her what day and what time it's going to be. And more likely than not, you're going to get a yes over a no. What you need to stop doing is asking all the questions, right? You need to stop playing the 21 questions. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Are you a dog or a cat person? Those are the type of questions that get her to dry up through texting because no girl wants to deal with that stuff. That's why, as a general rule, try to ask less questions when it comes to texting. Reserve the questions for in person, right? When you want to get to know her. But through texting, nobody wants to deal with that.